This week's edition of Grappler's Keep is brought to you once again by Diet Water. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And as the cooler temperatures of November start slowly creeping in, and it's time to make those warm drinks like that hot cocoa and mulled apple cider and all those other nice warm drinks, even your favorite mocha costa lattes, make sure while you're making those up that your main ingredient is that one product that has all of that great water taste, none of those dreaded water calories, and every single possible way to enhance every single drop of your favorite warm and cozy drink. The one, the only, Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it's sold. Good morning, good afternoon. I need to make a quick line adjustment here real quick. Okay, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are time zone wise on this island Earth. This is Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, your host here for Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium. It is Saturday night, which means Virgil, the caramel cyborg, our soda jerk, is behind the counter making up our famous 1-2-3 parfaits because Saturday night is Grappler's Keep, our WWE 2K25 universe, where number characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPG genres compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We are just 1 week away from our next premium live event. That would be Dirty Deeds, our version of WWE Extreme Rules, where basically the rules are extreme because the rules are extremely ignored, pretty much. So we'll have a lot of interesting matches coming up for that one. We've got rivalries that are going right now. We may have some new rivalries coming up, and I guarantee there's going to be at least one big surprise at Dirty Deeds next week. So get your orders into Tori as she takes you to your favorite table or booth, or if you're part of the fun bunch sitting at the serving counter on the red foam stools, spinning around on those seats as we get ready for another trip into Grappler's Keep. Let me get my diet water ready right here. So, unfortunately, we didn't have it last week. I was working on a project. I had a GM screen order that I'm just about done with, but I got frustrated with some things. I'm experimenting with doing wood dowel joinery and all that, and ran into some problems and all that. So it ran a little bit longer, and I didn't have time to get things ready. But we are here this week for sure. So, without any further ado, since we used all the ado making dinner last night, let's go ahead and get things started. Dare to enter the dice tray? Welcome to Grappler's Keep. All right, let's get things going right here. Let's catch up on the news from when we were last on. Gelna made a chilling appearance after Varja's match, using the cover of darkness to carry out a hostile attack. The monstrous assault serves as a warning that there's no place that's safe from Gelna and that her rival may not ever see her next attack coming. But this is getting to be a pretty vicious rival between these two. The Brotherhood, no, the two vaulting through the ropes, those are the Lucha Gnomes. The Brotherhood of Cthulhu are the ones that were coming in with the flames and the shooting up in the background, Krellin. So, other news. Curtis the Pistol Powell rushed the ring and unloaded with a frustrated attack against Rulem. The referee could not control the superstars and called off the match as the brawling continued, the result of the superstar being pushed too far by his rival. Last time we were on, Rufus, you have a favorite tag team as well. Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. So we had Rufus Combs defeated Lore Odauta, and he is now the bearer of the Men's Hunter's Mark. He'll be making his first defense this week. And Desiree Bouveau cashed in her bag of holding briefcase after Cheryl Aronoma's match last week. The cash-in gave her the ultimate opportunity to take down the Fatigue champion and win the title. However, she failed in her attempts, so Cheryl Aronoma is still Our Lady of Valor champion. Desiree no longer has the bag of holding, so we will see who rises up to be the next worthy challenger for our current women's champion. And that wraps up the news. Our wrestling card this week, we have Varja, formerly of the Shield Maidens, going up against Belle Sanders. Rufus Combs will be making his first defense of the Hunter's Mark up against Kilran Sparkshard. In tag team action, we have the Paladins going up against the Brotherhood of Cthulhu. Rulem and Curtis the Pistol Powell will continue on with their rivalry. We have Goldie Boone going up against Warble, with Wandering Silence, her manager, there at her side. Desiree Bouveau will be taking on Jayla Fast Shadow as Jayla has her second defense of the Hunter's Mark. Komona has asked for a match against Jiashi after Jiashi interfered with her match, costing her a week or so ago, a few weeks back, interfering and costing Komona eventually the Women's Hunter's Mark title. So she's requested a chance to face off with her head on. In a non-title bout, our men's champion, our master of melee, Novar Xanatrone, will be wrestling against our Goliath Bard, Vin Blastine. Doxel Rusabin will be taking on Morduk in our main event. Clear to me that the thing I appreciate in a wrestler's acrobatic ability, yeah, I love high flyers too. When I was a kid growing up, my two favorite wrestlers in the old AWA, American Wrestling Association, were Greg Gagne and Jumping Jim Brunzell. They were the high flyers, and they had a lot of aerobatic attack. And Jim Brunzell, I still think, has the best jump. Was the possessor of the best drop kick of all time. Mic drop. You're not going to convince me anyone else better than that. So yeah, I enjoy the acrobatic high flyer kind of approach as well. So those are our matches here tonight. So don't tell Wandering Silence, but his favorite wrestler is here in the main event tonight. So let's go on to our first match of the evening. We have Belle Sanders, former ladies champion, going up against Varja. Varja making her way on her own now, as the Shield Maidens are pretty much dissolved as a tag team, women's tag team at this point. Varja and Gilna have gone on their separate ways as far as being a tag team, but the rivalry, the bitterness going on between them is unfortunately still lingering in the locker room and in the practice facility area as we try to keep them separate as much as possible. Everything is just kind of built up with them. So we'll see how Varja does on her own here tonight up against former women's champion Belle Sanders. Should be a good matchup. Both are use power. Belle is maybe a little bit more on the martial arts side. Varja is power with some good technical skills. So let's head right out to Diet Water Arena. And the aforementioned former Shield Maiden making her way out.
Making her way to the ring from Mount Olympus, the Warrior Princess, Caprice.
All right, I thought it looks like I thought we got to change that intro because that tag team's dissolved. I got to make sure I have that dissolved in the game here. Looks like I didn't do that like I thought I had. But she's making her way down to the ring, resplendent in her battle armor. As it said, she probably likes to fight as much as she likes polishing her armor, so. But the way she fights out there, I don't think anyone's gonna make any comments about that. Good tag team, and she has shown herself to be a very proficient singles wrestler. In fact, in talking with her earlier in the week, she says now that she's not dragging the dead weight of Gelna behind her, her words, not mine, that now she's free to be the wrestler she was always meant to be, the combatant that she was always meant to be. So we'll see how she does from here on out in singles action.
And her opponent from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Belle Sanders.
Here comes Belle Sanders. She is out of the Weird Wild West, making herself comfortable here after being brought here, not exactly by her own will, as she's being chased by a posse. Finds herself here now, has been very successful, multiple time holder of the Hunter's Mark, and held the Lady of Valor Women's Championship for a good period of time last season, and is always a threat to get back in there. It looks like we got the Battle of the Dreadlocks going here. Belle and Varja are set and ready to go. There's the bell, and here we're off. And Varja going right at it. Big strike, scoops up, big scoop, slam down, sit out, slam down. And no, goes right to stomping the water out of the puddle. Some more stomps to the chest, trying to wear Belle out early. Mocking her to get to her feet. Let's see what she does here. She's got early momentum going her way. Now we got a collar elbow hookup going on. And nice maneuver by Belle Sanders into a wrist lock. Twisting that arm pretty securely. Twists it, and then again another rotation around and yanks on it. Twisting down on it. Again, another twist, now into a hammerlock. She's going right after the arm there, trying to get superiority on the Amazon Warrior. Cranking on her good. Varja still unable to get out. And a nice little leg trip to end it. I don't know if Belle was feeling a loss of the grip or what. Now she waits for Varja to get to her feet. And now they go right at it again. And just slams Varja straight down. And now G starts in with the stomps. Walks into a quick kick by Varja. Rolls her over, schoolgirl roll up, but into the ropes. Doesn't even get a count. Not good ring management. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Gelna out of nowhere. Coming to the ring. Varja goes after a kendo stick to go after Gelna. Now Belle's in control. Samoan drop there on the Eldritch Blast safety mats. Gelna's not directly interfered, but she's definitely having an effect in this match. And now she gets into it as well. The ref has not stopped it. Belle has her set up. Leaping DDT. I'm surprised the ref has not stopped the match with this interference by Gelna. She's getting from both sides. Belle Sanders just throws a chair, gets in. A pedigree by Gelna as the count continues. Belle celebrates. She's not ashamed to get the help. And it's a count out. Gelna comes out of nowhere to destroy Varja, giving Bill Sanders the victory. I think we're seeing that maybe Gelna is maybe a little bit more vicious than people have given her credit for. She was always given credit for more there for the glamour than for the battle, but I think we just saw that that our Valkyrie Shield Maiden is not afraid to get a little nasty. Be afraid, people. Be very afraid. All right, let's go right into our next matchup here. Is Rufus Combs. That's supposed to be showing him defending the belt, but it doesn't have it. It didn't save for some reason. But anyway, Rufus Combs is our current holder of the Hunter's Mark for the men. For those of you not familiar with our show, the Hunter's Mark is a fighting championship. The wrestler, once he wins that belt, has to defend it 4 times in a row, has to bear the Hunter's Mark 4 times successfully in a row. And if they do so, the very next stream, whether it's a premium live event like next week's event, our Dirty Deeds PLE, or if it's a regular stream like this, the belt, the championship will be turned in and they will automatically get a title match for either, in this case, for Rufus, it would be the Master of Melee Men's Championship, or on the ladies' side, the Lady of Valor Championship. So this is Rufus's first defense of the Hunter's Mark here, and he'll be going up against our High Elf Fire Wizard, Killaran Sparkshard. Let's head right back out to Diet Water Arena. And coming out first, only the most glorious wizard of all the lands.
Making his way to the ring from Avalon, weighing in at 228 pounds, Sparks Shaw.
Feels he is worthy of all of the pomp, all of the circumstance. Our High Elf Fire Wizard says he's only the most glorious wizard here or any realm. If you doubt it, just ask him. He'll tell you why. It's had a pretty decent run on here in Grappler's Keep so far. He's had at least one time that I remember for sure with the Hunter's Mark around his waist. And with the one time we had a co-ed tag team, I think he and his tag team partner actually were the winners in that one. As he soaks in the glory that he feels he is owed and deserved by the fans out there, he gets himself ready here for this match. All right, looks like he's had his ego stroked enough, and we are now set and ready to go. And here's the person whose belt he seeks to take, carrying it in with him.
From Albuquerque, New Mexico, weighing in at 228 pounds, the men's internet fighting champion, Marshall
Rufus Combs, Marshall out of the Weird Wild West. He was leading the posse that chased Bill Sanders and the other desperados in that group, until a time Vortex Loop brought them here, along with Goldie Boone and Curtis the Pistol Powell. And now he is our self-appointed marshal here in the keep. And he intends to be the law of the land. And now he is the bearer of the Hunter's Mark, as he will begin his trick to try to get the Master Melee belt. Killoran's ready. So is Rufus. There's the bell, and here we go. And Rufus goes right after Killoran. Good old-fashioned haymaker there. Pulls him up to his hands and feet, knees, only to double axe handle him in the back. Waits for him to get up. Collar elbow hookup. See who gets the superior position. It's Rufus. He's got the waist lock cinched in. Trying to squeeze the air out of Killoran. You see Killoran desperately trying to get free so he can try to do something. But he's contained right now, and now picked up. Slammed right down. Rufus not wasting any time. He's going up second rope or third rope. But nobody home for the elbow. Killoran was ready for it. Big forearm strike of his own. Has him by the arm, now stomping the back. Hammerlocks the arm down. He's going to go for the full arm stretch here, all the way down to the fingers, pulling those arms all the way back. And now a nasty double knee to the back. Goes up, second rope, or top rope, moonsault. Flips him over, going for a quick pin. We could have a quick upset here, but no, only a 1 count. Plenty of shock, but not enough awe. Pulls him up, deadlift into a power bomb. Flips him over into a big boot. Some nice chain of moves here by Killoran. Not usually seen this from him. And now the ground and pound. He goes ground and pound. Not what you would expect from him. Both back to their feet. Scoops up Rufus. Has him set. Shoulder breaker. And now both go outside. Killoran goes right after the Marshal. Head first right into the ring apron. And he goes ground and pound. That's not his usual game, but he's not afraid to do it, it looks like. Pulls him up to his feet. Count of 2. And into the steel steps. Now laid out on the Eldritch Blast safety mats as Killoran stomps on the shoulder. Then on the gut. Grabs him by the leg. Drives the knee right into the hamstring. Third time's the charm, and another stomp to the arm. Has the arm up and undefended shots to the chest. A diving forearm strike. Pulls him up. Count goes to 6. Throws him down to the other corner. Killoran needs to get him inside the ring. He cannot get the belt on a count out. Rufus gets to his feet. Will he get in time? Yeah, he'll make it in, and Killoran's ready with a big running clothesline. Rufus is back up. Now has Killoran by the back of the neck. Nope. Killoran elbows his way out, literally. Hard whip into the ropes. Goes for a suplex, but Rufus blocks it. Shot to the gut. And now we've got a fist fight occurring. Big strikes there by Killoran, showing he's not afraid of the rough and tumble Wild West Marshal. He's going right at him. But then if he dares him to take a free shot, and he takes it, Killoran comes right back with another one, using some quickness there. Another shot as Rufus gets him a free one, and now they're just going back and forth. Rufus has come in again, and he does pretty quickly. And now the hockey fight begins, right in the center of the ring. Looks like it came out pretty equal. Rufus wraps him up. Small package. Goes for the pin, but only a 1 count. Killoran still a little woozy, gets to his feet. Rufus has him by the neck, but again, Killoran fights free. Springboard Superman punch from the second rope. Goes to bring him up, but walks right into a quick kick and hits him with the rustler. Pounds him down, goes for the pin. But no, kicks out at 2. Big stomp to the arm by Rufus. Dropping an elbow right there. Killoran pops right back up. As Rufus is going up top rope, Killoran's right there waiting for him. Swings and gets Rufus as he comes down, gets another strike in. Ripcords him right into a big punch, big stomp to the arm. Kelleran working his way around, planning his next move. Rufus tries to pull himself in the corner and a bit of boot stomps into the rope, and another big running boot. Hooks the leg for the pin. Do we have a new champion? No, only a 2 count. Big kick to the back. He's waiting for him to get up. We could see the fireball coming here. Wraps him up, goes for the fireball DDT, but Rufus punches his way out. And out of nowhere, hits the quick draw. Pulls him away from the ropes. Goes for the pin. Does that finish Kelleran off? It does. Kelleran gave a massively inspired performance, that close to getting the belt. But the Hunter's Mark remains with our Marshal out of the Weird Wild West. The one, the only, Rufus Combs. That was a pretty good match there, everyone. Kelleran, a lot of people don't take him serious, but I think we just saw a very serious side of him there tonight. Big defense here for the Marshal. And now we will go into men's tag team action here as we have the Paladins, Sir Scandalon, Obadias IV, and Othniel going up against the Brotherhood of Cthulhu, Lionel Hawk and Zebulon Banks. These two tag teams know each other well. Yep, that's right, Quitwitch. When you get your chance, you got to make it count. He almost had it. He had Rufus wrapped up, ready to hit him with the fireball, but Rufus counterspelled him and then was able to hit the quick draw, and it was over. So we have two former men's tag team champions teams here going at it here tonight. Both of them would love a victory here to maybe help ensure a shot at getting those titles back by perhaps being able to compete next week against our current men's champions, the Knights of the Realm. That would be the Back Alley Boys. But let's head back to Diet Water Arena. Coming out first, Paladins of the Temple of the True Light, here to grant salvation through dedication to the ring, Sir Scandalon, Obadias IV, and Othniel. They are the Paladins. They've teamed up with Divine Smite, our half-elf clerics, and they are a full-fledged faction known as the Disciples. They've taken the Divine Smite ladies under their wing with great results.
All the way to the ring at a combined weight of 456 pounds. Gentlemen, Knights and the Great Goldman Knights, the Disciples.
All right, they're making their way to the ring. They look upon the ring as being holy and precious, must be treated as such. Must be revered and protected. That's what they feel they do every time they come in the ring. However, their opponents have a different opinion on what the role of the ring is, and we will see them here in a little bit as the Paladins look everything's over. It's like they are set, they are at ease, and they are ready to go. Scandalon Obadias IV and Othniel ready for action here. That here in Grappler's Keep. And here come their opponents. No love lost between these two tag teams. The others are Paladins of the True Light. These two are true believers and crusaders for the Great Old One. They are Lionel Hawk. They are Zebulon Banks. They are the Brotherhood of Cthulhu.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 450 pounds, Leon L. Hawkins and the Chosen One, the Brotherhood.
Which pairing are you talking about, Crit? These are the Paladins. If the Brotherhood of Cthulhu I created specifically for this, the two Paladins are actually characters that I have played in campaigns in the past. In fact, I will be role-playing Sir Scandalon Malachi Obadias IV in one of Praxagora Thesmophoria's fundraising streams. In fact, I will be playing him tomorrow night. So, some interesting creations here. As Lionel Hawk sanctifies the ring for their purposes. Now, both he and Zebulon come in. And now Zebulon, with fire, will purify. No, the Brotherhood is not. They seek to try to turn the crowd and everyone into the Great Old One without much success right now. It's going to be Othniel starting off against Zebulon. Here's the tag, and here we go. And Othniel goes right after him. Big clubbing forearm shot. Has him down on one knee. Hits him with those gauntlets good and hard. Flips him over. Wraps the leg around the arm. Hammerlocks in its sense and now pulling back on the other arm. Zebulon rolls free. Arm still loose. Now comes in for the running shoulder block. Pulls Othniel up. Tries to wrap him up for a suplex, but Scandalon punches his way free. And now a hard whip into the ropes. Drops down. Leapfrogs over. And a nicely executed drop kick. Pulls Zebulon up to his feet. Another big clubbing shot here. Wraps around. Pulls him up. And a nice little suplex there. With a little dipsy doodle there in between. There's the tag. And Scandalon will come in next. A leaping leg drop. Zebulon rolls outside the ring onto the Eldritch Blast safety mats. As Scandalon comes right after him. And swollen buffery. I wish you hadn't done that. When people do these stupid things, trying to sell me viewers that we can't have, that makes my soda jerk, the caramel cyborg, Virgil, very angry. And when you do that, he brings out the band spatula. So you, my friend, are about to be splatted. Bye-bye. Now, returning back to our regularly scheduled event here inside the ring. Combat goes on outside the ring. Now they're back in. Big elbow by Zebulon. Goes after Scanlon. Has him set up, and he's trying to cast... Tried to put the sleeper on. Not successful. Scandalon down. Pulls him up. Slams him face down again. All Othniel can do is watch. Slams the arm down. Pulls Scandalon up to his feet. Hard whip into the corner that he's not want to be in. Here's the tag. Incoming is Lionel. We got some double team action here. Double whip into the ropes and a huge double back body drop. And now Lionel enters for this first time. Scandalon rolls out to try to get a short rest. Lionel keeps his eye on Scandalon. Now he goes back in. Or keeps his eye off them. Now he goes after Othniel. Big strike there. Scandalon comes in and is ready for him. Some big kicks and strikes here. Wraps him up. And he's going for a Boston Crab. If he can get him flipped over, he does. Going for the submission. Lionel's able to roll out somehow. Punch him and rolls him down into a end result of a sunset flip. Keeps the attack going, grabs him by the legs, wraps him up, and he's going for a figure four. Has to break it. Scandalon got a hold of the ropes. Damage is done. Big elbow drop there. Now just pressing on the gut right there in front of Othniel, not giving him not getting a chance to tag. Pulls Scandalon up to his feet. Hard whip into the corner he does not want to be in. There's the tag and more double team coming up here. Another double whip. And double shoulder shots. As they celebrate, Scandalon gets away and here comes Othniel coming right after Zebulon. Springboard moonsault off the top rope. Zebulon pops right back up, bowls him over into a schoolboy roll-up. But Othniel reverses it. Zebulon kicks out, and now Scandalon returning the punishment, compressing the diaphragm. Now another big stomp to the arm. Pulls him up, modified camel clutch going on, camel stretch going on here. Zebulon gets out. Now he gets some strikes in, has him set up in a big bulldog. And with that, he will tag and bring Lionel in. Othniel ready for him, wraps him up. Nice little flip into a powerbomb. Lionel gets right back up. Othniel blocks the strikes, wraps him up again, spins him over. Nice little move here. Gets a 2 count. Zebulon doesn't interfere. Lionel back up. And Scandalon does a leap and misses. Lionel about to take advantage. Pulls him up. Hard whip into the corner again. Here's the tag. Zebulon coming in. Setting him up. He's going to trebuchet him right into an elbow. He still has him stretched out. And a nasty elbow drop. Unable to get free. Zebulon does the throat slash again as Scandalon is able to tag in because Othniel gets away. Zebulon going for the roll-up again. Again, only a 1 count. Pulls him up to his feet. Hard whip into the corner. Elbows his way free and the Paladins are striking back. Scoops him up. Kind of a modified side slam there. Waiting for Zebulon to get to his feet. Goes for a move. Zebulon blocks it. Scandalon has him again. Hard into the corner. Comes out and now makes the running charge. A big boot to the face. Lionel looking for a tag, but Scandalon cuts him off. Shoulder crunch there, and Othniel goes for the tag. Zebulon not able to get up yet. Now he's up. Misses going after Othniel. Othniel has him up, pulls him up, spins him around. He's going for the glaive. Early Halberd hits it, pulls him up to his feet. Hard whip into the corner. Here's the tag. Scandalon coming back in. Has him set up there on the ropes. Double maneuver here. Double kicks. One from the back, one from the front. Hooks the leg for the pin. And Lionel's there for the save. Scandalon runs him off. Pulls him up to his feet. There's kicks and strikes all over. A big super kick. Lets out a war cry. Takes the salute. He's giving him chance to tag, and he does. And in comes Lionel. But Scandalon was ready for him. I think he wanted Lionel. Big strikes there. Now goes after Zebulon again. Lionel comes from behind. It looks like all he did was make Scandalon mad, but now Scandalon whipped into the ropes. Goes for the Arkham Stomp and misses. However, still in control. Whips Scandalon into the corner. Elbows his way free again. Lionel whips him into the ropes. Shoulder blocks go nowhere. Scandalon takes advantage. Whips Lionel into the ropes. Misses with the gauntlet chop. Lionel grabs the ropes. Basement drop kick by Lionel. He's had enough. Tags into Zebulon Banks. These two teams are going all over the place. Big running boot, and now the modified camel stretch there. Scandalon gets free. Big series of blows flurry of blows all over the place. Measures him out, a big knee drop. It looks like he's going to go to the corner and tag in Othniel. Grabs him by the leg, and he's going for a heel hook here. Cranking on that leg. Zebulon's taking a lot of damage in this match, now just holds him down for the pin. And it's over. Zebulon just ran out of gas, and the victory goes to the Paladins. As they feel they have purified and sanctified the ring in their way against the Brotherhood with a victory here tonight. That was a good one there, folks. A lot of action. As I said, these two tag teams do not like each other at all. So not surprised that we saw so much action there tonight. Now, we have Rulem, our supervillain who's gone through his repentant phase and has been rehabilitated and is now a superhero, going up against another member of the Weird Wild West, Curtis the Pistol Powell, one of the members of the Triangle, the faction run by Jardak Munka, also including Lor Odubda. It's all started when they were in a tag team together for a match. And you could tell things were not going to be right from the start because they couldn't decide who was going to start in the match first. They ended up winning the match, but ever since then, it's been nothing but strife between these two. So they're going to be hashing it out again here inside the ring. So let's head right back to Diet Water Arena. Coming out first is Rulem.
Making his way to the ring from out of this world, weighing in at 270 pounds, Rude.
Aaron Grappler keep paying his debt to society, which is just about paid off, but he says he's going to stick around. It's pretty much paid off, but he's staying around anyway. What the? Curtis Powell was waiting out of nowhere at the ring, snuck in, runs in with a Superman punch. And now they're fighting here on the Eldritch Blast safety mats, throws him into the ring. And there's the bell. I guess the match has started. Curtis in control right now. Has him by the arm. Flips him out of the ring. Big stomp there, misses, and Rulem comes in with the big boot. Big stomp there, grabs him by the feet, pushes him off. Big stomp to the back. Ground and pound. And now a big stomp. Had Rulem down there. Curtis up on the top rope. Waiting for Rulem to get to his feet. And a leaping drop kick misses. Rulem's ready for him. Has him in a crucifix, going for the pin, but only a 1 count. Rulem waits for Curtis to get himself pulled up, and now comes running in with a big running knee. And now the boot scrapes across the forehead into the ropes and a big haluva kick. Big stomp there. Curtis gets up. Only be thrown up and over the rope and down onto the Eldritch Blast safety mats outside the ring. Comes out after him. No short rest for Curtis. Brulem comes right after him. Punches and stomps, more ground and pound. As the ref finally starts the count. Coles has him by the arm. Big stomps. Pulls him up to his feet. Now throws him into the announcer's table for the podcaster's table there that we have set up. Has him up on the shoulders. Now Curtis elbows his way free. Throws him into the corner. As Curtis is making a comeback again. Another stomp there. Count goes to 6. Brulem back to his feet. Curtis going back inside the ring. Brulem rolls in as well. Caught Curtis by surprise. Now he has him wrapped up from behind. Inverted DDT. Now waits for Brulem to get to his feet as he waits outside on the ring apron. Leaps up and a missile drop kick from the top rope. Brulem rolls outside. Now rolls back in to try to break momentum. Instead gets an elbow to the back. Into the ropes. Nice little hip toss by Curtis. Flips him over. Goes for the pin. But only a 1 count still. Grabs him by the arm. Hooks it. And now going for the full arm pull all the way down to the fingers. But nope, Brulem rolls free. Big, massive back fist. Goes to the corner. Looks like he was catching his breath or something. Curtis takes advantage, runs in, has him up on the top turnbuckle. No, Brulem kicks his way free. Gut shot by Roulette onto Brulem, and now the fist fight begins. Curtis said, "Come on, get me," and we go right to the hockey fight. No if and or buts. Looks like an even break there. Collar elbow hook up again. Curtis whips Brulem into the corner. Big shot to the jaw, lets out a war cry of his own. Wraps the arm around the rope. Big chest strike, another one. A third, and down goes Brulem. Curtis going up. Top rope, let's see what he has planned. Waits for Brulem to get to his feet. Let's see what happens. He's went for some sort of moonsault, but missed. Brulem caught him. Power slams him down. And looks like he's getting ready to hit the Comet. Lets out the war cry, and there it is. Hits the Comet. Light on his feet, ready for Curtis to get to his feet again. Wraps him up. He's going for the dethroner. Has him up. And the slam down. That might be it for Curtis. And it is.
Here is your winner.
So despite being attacked from out of nowhere, the victory goes to Brulem. And there lays Curtis on the Eldritch Blast mats outside the ring. Brulem seemed to be getting a lot of the victories in this rivalry with Curtis. I wonder how that's going to sit with the other members of the Triangle. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now we're going to go into women's singles action here as we have Goldie Boone along with her manager Wandering Silence up against former women's champion Warble. These are both former Lady of Valor women's champions. How does Wandering Silence get to be a manager? Well, I will tell you that. If you're a subscriber here to my channel on Twitch at level 1, you get to become a manager of a singles wrestler, as Wandering Silence is with Goldie Boone, or you get to manage a tag team, as Praxagora Thesmophoria does with the Barbarians, who We will be seeing them for sure next week at the premium live event, because we'll be getting just about everybody we can in on that show. If you go to level 2, you can not only become a manager of a single wrestler or tag team, you can create your own faction. You can create your own bloodline. You can create your own Four Horsemen. You can create your own Judgment Day. Any kind of faction you want, men and women combined. You can do up to 4 or 5, I believe. If you go all the way to level 3, you can become a wrestler here in Grappler's Keep. So those are the rewards we have for some of the rewards we have for subscribers. So Wandering Silence has taken Goldie Boone under his wing, and she has ever since that, especially since the start of this season, she's done She's done pretty well for herself so far. We'll see how she does against another former women's champion, our Kenku Rogue, Warble. All right, coming out first, also from the Weird Wild West, it is Goldie Boone.
Making her way to the ring, accompanied by the Wonder Colt Cassidy, representing the good guys from Carson City, Nevada, Gould E. Boone.
Her wrench was the one destroyed by Curtis Powell and Bill Sanders and their band of desperados, and Goldie was in that posse led by Rufus Combs. They all ended up here. Goldie's done well for herself. She was our initial Lady of Valor champion. She won the tournament, then fell on hard times. Wandering Silence has taken her under his wing, and ever since, she's gotten a little bit tougher, a little bit meaner. Hasn't lost her charm and appeal, but she's definitely become a stronger competitor inside the ring ever since.
And her opponent from Avalon, Warbin.
Likes the shadows, fights better outside the ring than inside. She is our Kenku Rogue, Warble. The crowd has definitely taken her on despite her roguish ways, or maybe because of. Held the belt for a good period of time after winning it by cashing in the ladies' Hunter's Mark. So we'll see if a victory here puts one of these two on a championship path. We'll find out. Both wrestlers set and ready to go. Here's the bell, and here we go. And Warble wastes no time, runs right in with a big clothesline, but walks right into a quick kick by Goldie. Wandering Silence looking on to a little concern with the start here. Collar elbow hookup, and now Warble has a headlock going. Goldie trying to get herself free. Works the arm loose right into a hammerlock. Cranking on that arm and elbow. Using that shoulder as a fulcrum. Cranking down. Pulling down on that wrist. As Warble locked in there pretty good and now trips her up. Goes right after, but a quick kick of her own by Warble. Goes right for the Kenku flip off the top rope. Nails Goldie with it. Now she's back on her feet and they're hooked up again. Wandering, encouraging, likes her being this on the offense like that, but now finds herself in a waist lock. Goldie tries to get herself loose. Struggling to get free. And now Warble rolls her over, has the headlock down again, cranking on the head and neck of Goldie Boone as she tries to get into a position to get free. Cranks on her real hard now. Back in. Trying to wear Goldie down, takes some of that speed away. They both rely on speed with their moves here. Throws Warble up and over the rope onto the elder without safety mats. Goldie comes after her. This is where Warble likes to be, but Goldie gets the better hand on this one. Now an elbow drop. Now Goldie comes back inside. She's going up top rope. Let's see what she has planned. As Warble gets to her feet. Leaps and misses with the elbow shot. Warble right there to take advantage. Throws her all the way back down. The count resets to 1. Forearm strike there. Quick kick. Pulls her up and looks like she's going for a power bomb and nails it right there outside the ring. And now it's Warble going up top. Leaps into a Hurricane Rana from the top rope down. Big elbow drop as the count again restarts from Warble jumping off the top rope. Now has Goldie by the back of the neck. Throws her back in the ring. Both competitors back inside, and a quick shotgun drop kick by Warble going for the pin. Warble asking the crowd to encourage Goldie on. Warble stares at Wandering Silence. Now hits a stomp, and now a knee right to the chin. Soccer kick to the side. Now Warble goes up second rope, waiting for Goldie to get to her feet. And leaps off with a body press. Couldn't tell if that was an elbow or a double axe handle. Couldn't tell for sure. Pulls Goldie up to her feet, goes for a kick, trying to go for the Warbler's call, I think. But now Goldie's in control. Hits her with the goat roper. Hooks the leg for the pin. And kicks out at 2. Goldie may have been gold bricking there. And she waits, and now Warble goes again, trying to hit the Warbler's call. Goldie has control, hard whip into the rope. Nice hip toss. Misses with the stomp, and now Warble comes with some strikes. Goldie avoids, hooks her up, and a nice little snap suplex there. Now she's going up top rope. She's calling her shot. Here comes the elbow. Nails it from the top rope. Wandering Silence loves what he sees. She hooks the leg. And somehow Warble kicks out at 2. Goldie staying poised, waiting for Warble to get to her feet for what she has planned next. Big series of strikes. Kick to the gut. Big forearm to the back. Wraps her around, hard whip into the ropes. Nice back body drop. Wraps her around again, goes for a strike, but Warble blocks it. Gets one into her own, goes for the kick. Gets pulled right into a lariat, and Goldie's going up top again. Waiting for Warble to get to her feet. Launches a big elbow from the top. Hits the tomahawk chop. Pulls her up. And a discus spin forearm there. Pulls her up. Has her wrapped up. Hits her with the goat roper once again. A big stomp. And again she's going top rope. She's going to call the elbow, cowgirl elbow once again, and nails it. And that might be it for Warble. Has to pull her away from the ropes. Hooks the leg. This might be it for Warble, and it is! Another big win for Goldie Boone.
Here is your winner,
Whatever he's training, however he's training her at the ranch, their secret training site, it seems to be working. Because Goldie is on a roll. And now we have our second title defense of the night. Jayla Fast Shadow is the holder of the women's Hunter's Mark championship belt. This will be her second defense of said belt. Now, Desiree Bouveau, last time we were on, she was in possession of the women's bag of holding, and after a match that I think it was, yeah, it was Cheryl Aranoma going up against Aura, Vin Blasteem's Muse and current, maybe former manager. Hard to say. That things aren't things aren't going too well between those two right now. So anyway, Aura was in the match. Cheryl defeated her, and right as soon as the match was over, Desiree cashed in the bag of holding, only to end up losing to Cheryl, despite Cheryl having wrestled a match earlier. We know she's resilient. We all remember last season that gauntlet match where when she went through like 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 9, 8 out of 10 of the wrestlers in the gauntlet, only to lose in the final match. So we know Cheryl Aranoma has a lot of resiliency to her, and Desiree was not able to get the victory. Now it looks like she's taking on Jayla Fast Shadow, maybe trying to get the hunter's mark for herself, so she can try to get another shot at that belt. Yeah, Warble has had a tough time of it as of late. Hopefully things will turn around for her. She's had some good matches. This was a close one here, but Goldie was able to turn things around. So we'll have to keep an eye on to see how things go for Warble here in the future. So that's Desiree Bouveau is not exactly a big friend or fan of Cheryl, and Cheryl would say the exact same thing, vice versa. So anything Desiree can do to try to destroy Cheryl by taking away that championship belt, Desiree's going to go for, and she'll probably do everything she can to try to win this match versus Jayla Fast Shadow as we return to Diet Water Arena.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Internet Fighting Championship.
All right. Coming out first, it is the challenger. The belle of every ball, singer, dancer, performer of stage and ring, former holder of the women's bag of holding, is Desiree Bouveau. Making her way to the ring. Says the bling that she wants the most is that women's championship belt. And she will do whatever she can in order to get that belt around her waist. She held it temporarily till Cheryl beat her at Dice Mania. She held it for a few weeks, and she says she wants to get that belt back around her waist where she says it belongs. The most glamorous belt belongs around the most glamorous waist, and she says that is hers. But she's got a tough road to hoe to get there, because there's other people with eyes on that belt as well. And one of those is the person coming here now. Our halfling druid, Jayla Fast Shadow, Solomon devout to the land. Just don't make her mad or insult the natural world around her. This will be her second time bearing the belt this time around. Very hard fought match last time we were on. Was able to retain. See what she does this time. And this is the belt that they are competing for here tonight. That is the women's Hunter's Mark. Let's take it back to our announcer ringside for further introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, beautiful Davius Bravo.
There's Desiree ready to go.
Opponent from Avalon, the Women's Internet Fighting Champion, Jay Lance
the belt for all to see. That's the belt she wants to keep her hands on. She hands it to the ref for now, hoping to get it back. Desiree says, no, that piece of bling will be mine. Let's see if she's able to do so. Desiree's got game face going. Jayla looks relaxed. Set to go. Here's the bell, our second title match of the night. Jayla goes right in with a quick Hurricane Rana. No hesitation there, goes right after her. Big stomp there, measures her out. Another stomp to the face. And a third. Goes right for the legs, and no. Desiree pushes her off. And now Desiree going for some ground and pound to try to slow the halfling down. Before you ask, yes, she is a halfling. That's just the shortest I can make someone in the game, is the height that Jayla is. And Desiree walks right in, quick kick, gauntlet chomp there. Knife edge chop there, and another one. Grabs the leg, wraps it around the rope. Uses the other one for leverage. Go after that leg. Springboard Superman punch. Tries to pull her up, but walks into a quick kick of her own. Nice little rollover by Desiree, kind of a modified schoolgirl roll-up. Doesn't even get a 1 count. Big forearm strike there, and a page turner right there. Mocks her to get to her feet, and she does. Desiree goes right at her, hard whip into the corner. And now she's going to go after the undefended leg shot. Wrapped around the rope. Goes right back after Jayla. Collar elbow hookup. And Desiree pushes her into the corner. Ref wants a clean break. Separates him out, but does not get a clean break as Desiree goes right after now. Ref pushes her back. She goes back in with the kick. Now runs off. Big running forearm shot. Desiree does a little mocking. Jayla just rolls out of the ring, comes back in. Desiree's ready there with a slap across the face and a veal throw into the corner. Already goes for the pin. Not even a 1 count. Brings her over into the corner, hard into the turnbuckle. It's been all Desiree at the moment. Hard in there, and the shoulders right to the back. Another forearm strike to the back, runs off. And now a drop kick to the back. Goes for a stomp there, but Jayla grabs the leg, flips it out from underneath. And looks like she just made the halfling mad. Knee drop there. Swing and a miss by Desiree. Springboard body press, but Desiree pops right back up. Jayla goes right after her, throws her down. Pulls her up and now has the headlock, head scissors going. Elbow right to the top of the head, but walks right into another quick kick. Thing for being a dancer, can get those kicks in real quick. Elbow blocked, but now gets other strikes in, throws her down. And now doing the hair pull. Pulling up on the arms, holding down on the hair, has to break it after 5. 4-5, another now stomp to the face, a second. Desiree goes up, second rope. Double axe handle from the second rope. Flips her over, goes for the pin. Do we have a new bearer of the belt? Not even a 2 count. Desiree thought she had it there. Jayla rolling away as Desiree blows her kiss. Goes for a clothesline, but instead gets hip tossed through the ropes by Jayla. And now goes for a shoulder pull there outside the ring. Stretches on it hard. Flips her over. Pulls her up and a knee right to the jaw. As the ref starts the count. Standing on her and over her right now. Celebrating. Twist of the foot there, now pulls her back up to her feet, swing and a miss. Now Desiree comes in with a clothesline. Pulls Jayla up to her feet, quick kick, misses. Gets an elbow on top of the knee instead. They hook up. A float over by Jayla. And a pull down slam. And now she pops in the ring. She's got the champion's advantage. She cannot lose by count out, the belt by count out or a DQ. The count goes to 7. And now, suicide senton off the top rope. Resets the count, but damage is done anyway. Yella measures her out. Basement drop kick to the head. Stands on the ring apron. And now she's taking a turnbuckle off. Not sure what she's got planned there. That sometimes can backfire. Gets thrown into the corner. Desiree climbs up top. Jayla comes back in. Desiree turns around, misses with the tomahawk. Stomped by Jayla, another kick. Now Jayla going up top rope. The turnbuckle still not replaced. Leaping body press by Jayla. But only a 2 count. Goes to the outside apron, waiting for Desiree to get to her feet. Nice little leaping drop kick. Has her wrapped up. She's going to go for the Druid Maker and hits it. Now goes up second rope, mocking her to get to her feet. We'll see what happens. A big kick there, and now double axe handle misses. Still gets a kick in, pulls her up. She's going to go for the blight. Has her up and down, hits it. Goes for the pin, but the ref's not there. She's too busy replacing the turnbuckle. That was easily a 3 count. Gets it anyway. So devastating was that blight.
Here is your winner,
And with that, Jayla Fast Shadow is halfway to a title shot. The Druid Maker followed by a massive blight powerbomb, and she retains the belt. 2 more defenses, and she will get a title shot. And now, this match takes a little explaining here. Usually, Jiashi, out of the former tag team championship group, Paws and Claws, is with her partner, Adasha. But Kimona held the Hunter's Mark until it was taken from her by Jayla Fast Shadow, partially due to interference by not only Jiashi here, but also Adasha interfered earlier in the match as well. So Kimona's decided she wants to exert her pound of flesh, so to speak, out of Jiashi, and she has demanded and received a one-on-one match with Jiashi. So this will be interesting to see if Kimona can get revenge or not. And coming out first,
the following contest.
It is Kimona.
Making her way to the ring from Neo Osaka, Green Hero.
He's the green member of the Lightning League. Here to defend the world and ring from all threats. Has had a very successful run here within the keep. She was on a good run with the Hunter's Mark until the interference by Paws and Claws. What they had against her, I do not know. We haven't really heard yet, but Kimona is out for revenge. Feels the only way she can get that is in matches here within the ring. Kimona has quite a following here within the keep. They know the fans are on her side as she goes to get revenge for having that possible run for a championship belt taken away from her. And that she is ready to go. Keeping herself loose and set. comes her opponent.
Representing Team Paws from Avalon, Tiger Girl.
She is Jiashi, just a tiger tabaxi who likes to play with her food first before she eats it and destroys it. She is Jiashi, half of the tag team Paws and Claws. Don't usually see her in singles action, but we will see how proficient she is without her tag team partner there to help her out. Both wrestlers set and ready to go. Here's the bell, and here we go. Kimono going right after her. Hits her with some big strikes and that hits a cutter out of nowhere. Has the arm out, big knee drop right onto the arm. Leaping elbow drop as Kimono's going right after her now, walks right into a kick. Swing and a miss by Jiashi. Kimono strikes with that, gets a claw strike of her own down the back. And now hard whip into the corner. Big knife edge chop. Goes all the way across and runs in with a knee, but nobody home as Jiashi got out of the way. Goes up, wheelbarrow into an arm drag. Shotgun drop kick. And now Jiashi's got the claws out and is coming after Kimono. Rolls her over, kick to the back. Flips her over. Pulls her up and a knee breaker right into the mat. Big stomp. Onto the shoulder. Stomp to the head, another one. That might have drew blood. Kimono back up to her feet, but walks right into a missile drop kick from the second rope. Jiashi goes for the pin, but only a 1 count. Pulls her up to her feet. Whips Kimono into the ropes. Drops down. Leapfrogs over. And hits her with a running shot, both fists to the chest, it looks like. Pulls her up. Has her butt, no. Kimono strikes back and a big running clothesline there. Leaping elbow drop again. Grabs the arm. Gonna stomp on the hand again, a third time. Now you can see her giving Jiashi the business, telling her to get to her feet and wrestle. Wraps her up, hard whip into the ropes. Nice arm drag flip there. And now has her by the back of the neck and hard into the turnbuckle. Sets her up, big forearm strike right to the jaw or the chest. Stomp to the gut. And now just goes right in for the blatant choke. Just letting her anger loose and now breaks at the ref's count. Flips her over, hooks the leg for the pin. But only a 1 count. Big stomp. Pulls her up, kick to the back. Big stomp to the arm again. Another one to the shoulder. Pulls her away from the ropes. Leaping body press, nails it. Only a 2 count. She calls it the Emerald Strike. Now she's waiting for her to get to her feet. Look out, we might see, no. Jiashi dodges whatever Kimono had planned. I think she was going to go for Green Thunder there. Hard into the turnbuckle goes Kimono. Jiashi pulls her out. Scoops her up. Big body slam. Now goes up, second rope. Knee drop there. Hits the catnip bomb. And only a 2 count. He's going to go up top again. The Tabaxi twist, hits it. Hooks the leg for the pin. This is going to be finished off of Kimono. It is. So Kimono's attempt to get revenge is stymied by Jiashi. Celebrating her victory there inside the ring. I have a feeling Kimona will probably be back, but for now, the victory goes to Jiashi. And now we'll return to men's singles action as our heavy metal Goliath Bard, Vin Blasting, will be going up against the men's champion. He is our Master of Melee champion, Novar Xanatron, leader of Team Chemo. He'll be coming in on his own for this match. He'll be going up against Vin here. Vin has had some struggles, but he has been on a positive roll here as of late. We'll see how well he does here tonight against our Master of Melee champion. And coming out first, he is our Goliath Bard, Vin Blasting.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Avalon, weighing in at 365 pounds.
You can see the anger and frustration. He lost his way in the ring last year. He's now lost his muse. Striking out on his own. He seems to have found a new path, but we're not quite. We'll see how that goes. He's going to have a tough time of here tonight. He only has to face in a non-title match the current Master of Melee champion, Novar Xanatron. He prepares to enter the ring. Vin has always been popular. He wants to be a champion. He doesn't want to be, as some people were saying, a jobber to the stars. Seems his last few matches put him together. Even the one he lost, he had a very good showing. See how well he holds against the one about to come out right now. He is our Master of Melee men's champion, the Cleric of the Forge, the Hammer, Novar Xanatron.
And his opponent, representing the Alliance from Avalon, weighing in at 265 pounds, the men's undisputed Universal Champion, the unrelenting Blacksmith.
All right, he is set and ready to go. Walking his way down to the ring. Excommunicated from his temple because he refused to use what he thought were inferior materials for the weapons he was asked to forge and bless. And now he carries a chip on the shoulder the size of a warhammer. And now proudly bears the Master of Melee Championship belt as he presents it to the crowd. Again, this will be a non-title bout, but one thing Novar has to be careful of, like what happened with Cheryl last time around, Jarduk Munka has the bag of holding. As Vin and Novar are set, there's the bell, and here we go. Novar wastes no time, goes right for the legs. He's got an ankle lock put in on Novar, trying to get an early submission, but Novar rolls out and kicks free. Novar has him wrapped up. Nice swinging neck breaker. Cranks on the neck of the Goliath. Novar is not small by any stretch of the imagination, but even he is smaller against the Goliath. Hits him with the knee. And now a big stomp right to the face. Misses with that stomp, and now collar elbow hookup. And Vin gets pushed into the corner. Novar got superior position, clean break, and we get the clean break. And now Vin picks him up. Nice little Northern Light suplex. Flips him over, pulls him up, big knee to the head. Big stomp to the back of the head. Gut wrench lift into his gut wrench suplex, still has a hold of him. And another gut wrench suplex. Showing the sheer power now, the big stomps out of the big man. And now he goes for some ground and pound. The ground probably shakes when he does the ground and pound. All over Novar there. Grabs the leg and a knee buster again. Cranking up the arm, waiting for Novar to get up. Goes right after him, collar elbow hookup once again. And Novar gets the wrist lock, gets the position. Cranking on that arm and now into a hammerlock behind. Cranking on that arm good. Then trying to get free, trying to figure out a way to get loose. Novar's got the superior position right now. And now just trips him up. They hook up again and now whip into the ropes. Big elbow shot brings Vin down. He goes right for the pin. But only a 1 count. Vin back up to his feet. And Vin gets into is now in a punching match with Novar. I don't think Novar wants to get into a power match against the Goliath. He's holding his own. He says, bring on another one, but nope, he blocks it. Novar getting the better of it so far. Now there's the big chop from Vin. Another strike by Novar. Another big shot. As they keep going, and now the hockey match fight begins. Breaks fairly evenly. Now Novar has Vin by the back of the neck, puts him on the ropes. Pulls him around. He's setting him up, hits the anvil. But Vin gets right back up and walks right into the forge hammer. Right out of nowhere. And when that hits out of nowhere, that's hard to defend, if not impossible. Vin gave it his best shot. But that's why Novar is the Master of Melee champion. Strikes the pose in the corner. No cash in, at least tonight, by Jarduk Munka. As you can see him looking, watching for that case. But not tonight. And now we go to our main event. Doxel Rusabin, stablemate of Novar's in Team Chemo, going up against Morduk, our super smart superhero and Wandering Silence's favorite wrestler of all time. This should be an interesting matchup here. Both of them are very technically skilled. Doxel may be a little bit more on the acrobatic side than Morduk. But Morduk makes up with that with his mental superiority on the technical side of things. So we'll see what happens here as we go to tonight's main event on Grappler's Keep. Let's head right back to Diet Water Arena.
You don't want none.
And
coming out first is Doxel Rusabin.
Making his way to the ring, representing the Alliance from Avalon, weighing in at 236 pounds, Rusabin.
He is our red tiefling blood hunter, seeking to rid the keep of all evil, and the evil he focuses in on the most is none other than the Triangle, led by Jarduk Munka. Making his way through the ring. Always a formidable wrestler in there inside the ring. He'll have his hands full tonight against Morduk. But this should be a very entertaining match. And very hard fought. And here comes his opponent. Says he has saved the world more times than it knows.
And his opponent from Roswell, New Mexico, weighing in at 228 pounds,
Says he was the inspiration for Reed Richards and Tony Stark. And has ego to spare. But as he says, it ain't bragging if you can do it, and he has done it more often than he has not. But he will have his hands full tonight for sure against the Blood Hunter, Doxel Rusevin. Like he is set and ready to go. Basking in the adulation of his fans as he always does, and he has a pretty good fan base. As we wait for the last of the pyro to go off. Alright, looks like he's satisfied. We are set to go. Doxel is loose and ready. Morduk looks like he's set as well. Here's our main event here tonight. There's the bell, and here we go. And Doxel comes right after Morduk. Finishes it with a dive after the knee, and he goes right into a pin. Doesn't even get a 1 count. Tried for a lot of shock and awe there. Quick kick to the gut. Wraps him up. Has him up in the air, pins him around. Nice little power bomb to start off. Big stomp to the arm, elbow drop to the back. Big stomp at the arm again. And now that modified camel stretch here. Morduk gets his way free, but walks right into a drop kick by Doxel. He rolls out of the ring onto the Eldritch Blast safety mats, but no short rest. Doxel's right there, has him for a stump puller. And gets that leg. Now leaping leg split into a knee drop. Count goes to 2. Doxel going up top rope. And a 5-star frog splash. Now Morduk's right back up to his feet. Goes right after Doxel. Throws him into the steps. Like that frog splash woke him up. Pulls Doxel up to his feet. Has him by the back of the head. Doxel elbows his way loose. People at the podcast table backing out of the way. Hard into the ring apron. Pulls him up. Rose tries to throw him in, but can't. Now they both come back in on their own. Doxel ready there waiting for him. Quick kick by Doxel, and Doxel's just been too quick for Morduk so far. Strikes everywhere, wraps him up. He wraps him in the Blood Hunter, but Morduk was definitely in the ropes. Big stomp by Doxel, pulls him up to his feet. Quick kick again. Has him wrapped up. Tries for pump handle slam, but Morduk overpowers him. Springboard moonsault, and now Morduk coming to life here. Several kicks to the head. He's mocking someone there. Doxel gets to his feet. Now he goes right after him. Whip into the ropes. Grabs him, throws him down, and a big spinning kick to the side. Now goes outside. He's going up top rope. That's a lot of real estate in between. Flips over moonsault. 450, but nobody home. Doxel to take advantage. Waits for him to get up and leaps in for the body splash in the corner. Down goes Marduk. Doxel hooks the leg, but only a 1 count. Waits for him to get to his feet. Wraps him up. Looks like he's going for the demon drop. He hits it. Rolls him over for the pin. But somehow, Marduk kicks out. Plenty shocked by Doxel, but not enough awe. He's going up top. Waits for Marduk to get to his feet. Body splash, but nobody home. Marduk with the forearm strike, but walks right into an elbow. Springboard Superman punch by Doxel. Stomp to the face. Another stomp. As the boot's working, goes into the ropes. Leaping double axe handle shot. Waits for Marduk to get to his feet. Big kick there. Wraps him up, pulls him up on the shoulder. Noah, float over and a chop block from behind by Marduk. Doxel rolls outside the ring, and now Marduk goes for a tomahawk chop, but misses. Doxel gets out of the way. Big kick there. Doxel has him wrapped up. Bounces him onto the retaining wall instead of hitting the suplex. Pulls him up to his feet once again. Throws him back into the ring. Doxel goes up top. 5-star frog splash again. Hits it. Goes for the pin. And it's over. Wandering Silence will be happy as Doxel gets the pinfall and gets the defeat onto Marduk. Big win here for Doxel. And for Team Chemo, as we come to the end of another exciting episode of Grappler's Keep. Let's go ahead and get that advancing. And while that advances, we will go ahead and switch to here again. Thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. Great show. Next week will be the big one. It will be Dirty Deeds, our premium live event. We will try to have every wrestler possible in. We may not be able to get everybody in this time around, but we're going to do our best to get everyone in as much as possible. That'll be next week. Haven't decided, since it's going to be probably nearly twice as many matches. I may start earlier. I haven't decided that yet. It's going to depend on how I block the matches out to match up with the rivalries, get all the titles, because every title will be on the line as well. So that'll be happening next Saturday. However, tomorrow night, you can catch me on Praxagora Thesmophorius channel, as I will be in a D&D 5e Greyhawk one-shot. She will be DMing, and I know at least one for sure. I think the other player in that campaign that's going to be with me. I'm not sure if there's any others yet, but I'm going to be playing with Chris Geary, who is someone who I have respected for a long time as a player and a DM. Have never had the chance to play alongside of him yet, and this will be a fun honor and opportunity to be a part of that as we raise money for Fisher House, a charity. As a former VA employee, I am very much in favor of, and will do what I can to help support for that. And Diet Water Productions is going to do a little sponsorship with that by donating a GM screen for one random donor to all of the different streams that Prax is going to be running as a part of this. So join us there Sunday. I believe the start time is 8 p.m. on Praxico Thesmophoria's channel. Monday night, you can catch my daughter Bonnie and I as we will be doing Family Night at the Emporium as we are working our way through the House of Tesla. A fun little puzzle solving mystery game there. That'll be happening Monday night. And then Wednesday will be the weekly Skyrim serial as we're continuing our story, A Kentucky Hawkeye in Jarl Balgrov's court, as I am role-playing myself, trying to find my way out of the land of Tamriel and trying to get back to the real world. So that'll be happening on Wednesday, and again next Saturday will be our premium live event, the Dirty Deeds premium live event. That'll be happening on Saturday. So let's go share the love, see who's out there for us to raid. Let's see. Okay, hang on everyone, be right back. It's on my end table. Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's go back to seeing who we can raid here. Let's see who's on that we know. Okay, nothing there. So let's go ahead and let's close this off again, and let's go back in. Let's see if we can raid a fellow WWE streamer here. See who we can find. Here's one. Someone's doing a stream for Extra Life. That is a great charity that's helping to raise money so they can bring video and other games in for kids in different hospital settings. Let's go ahead and I think we're going to raid them. Because among other things here, it said let's see, English Extra Life for kids. So we're going to go, they're doing a 24-hour Extra Life stream. Let's go raid them. That would be a great thing to jump in on. Let's make sure they're not at the end of their 24 hours here.
Yeah.
All right. Nope. They are still going. So we're going to go raid them there. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe. We have merch available through our shop on Fourth Wall. As I said, I'm donating GM screen. I make GM screens for tabletop RPG players and all that. I make them custom for each one. I have an Etsy shop there. The link is in there as well. We have a Discord where you can talk about all the different event games and stuff we have going on here. We have a special section in there called the Prayer Closet. Here in this household, we definitely believe in the power of prayer. We know that it's real. We know that it's powerful. We know that it works. We've seen it time and time and again with our family and friends. So if you have a need, if you have a concern, if you have a request, please place it there in the prayer closet, and we will be praying for you. This isn't just a thoughts and prayers, and no one does anything else. I keep a list in Evernote for who's on the prayer list. So if you'd like that kind of spiritual support, please take advantage of that and place it in there. If it's something that's personal, something that's private, and you don't want all the internet to know about it, just use the praying hands emoji. We'll take that as what we call an unspoken request, which means God knows what it is. You know what it is. We don't know, but we don't have to know all the dirty details. All we need to know is that the need is there, and we will be praying for you just as hard as if we knew every single detail of what's going on. Because the important thing isn't that we know all the details. The important thing is that we are praying for you. So please take advantage of that if you would like. So let us go ahead and raid Triptych229. They're doing a 24-hour Extra Life stream with WWE 2K25. Let's go ahead and raid those folks there as they are doing that for a very fine cause. So until next time, everyone, may green be the grass below you, may blue be the sky above you, may straight be the path before you, and warm be the hearts that love you. Good night, everybody.
It is the best Twitch channel that is secretly an old-timey ice cream parlor on either side of the Mississippi, or the Rockies. And you should hear about the specials. Monday nights is Bonnie's Bonbons, cream extravaganza with all the float sodas and sundaes you can shake a stick at. I can shake a stick at quite a lot of Sundays, but there is also a Fudge Rodin Sunday special on Tuesdays, and the famous 1, 2, 3 parfait on Wednesdays, where wrestlers meet up in the squared circle to work out their differences with some healthy wrestling-style fisticuffs. It is all good, clean fun, Hawkeye's old-time gaming emporium. Their milkshakes bring all the gamers to the yard, and their content is more exciting than any Nickelodeon. Take your horse and buggy to their address, twitch.tv/KY Hawkeye.
This has been a Diet Water production.